All right, so today we're going to tackle a really big question in the world of high finance. Why on earth is investment banking, a job that's famous for its absolutely brutal lifestyle, considered one of the best career launchpads in the entire world? Let's dive into this fascinating strategy. Okay, first things first. We need to be super clear about something. The reality here is extreme. We're talking about junior bankers regularly, and I mean regularly, pulling 80 to 100-hour work weeks. No, that is not an exaggeration. That's the baseline. It is an all-consuming, life-altering commitment. And that right there is the central puzzle, isn't it? The crazy part is most analysts don't even plan to stick around. They sign up, they endured this insane schedule for 2 years, and then they're out. So what's the deal? Why go through all that pain if it's not even the long-term plan? Well, the answer isn't about the job itself. It's about everything that comes after. It's because that 2-year trial by fire, it forges this set of what you could honestly call career superpowers. You're in this constant pressure cooker of high-stakes deals where there is literally zero room for error. And that environment creates an incredibly valuable and pretty rare skill set that other industries are just lining up to hire. So what does this skill set actually look like? Well, you can really break it down into 3 core pillars. First, you've got this deep mastery of technical and quantitative skills. Second, an almost unbelievable work ethic and resilience. And third, a level of business smarts and communication ability that is truly elite. So let's break each of these down. Let's start with that first pillar, technical mastery. At the very heart of this is financial modeling. And look, this isn't your average Excel spreadsheet. We're talking about building these incredibly complex 3-statement models from the ground up, linking everything together to value companies, analyze huge deals. It's basically learning to speak the native language of corporate finance. And here's the kicker. This is the really crucial part. That level of financial fluency, it is seen as the absolute gold standard across the entire business world. If you have this skill, you can walk into almost any top-tier finance or strategy role and you're already speaking their language from day one. All right, now for that work ethic. And this slide, wow, it just lays it out so perfectly. It's not just about working more hours. I mean, look at the stakes. You go from project-level stuff to deals worth billions of dollars. And the deadlines, they're not just tight. They are insane and completely non-negotiable. It just fundamentally rewires your brain for what you're capable of handling. And you know who knows this? Future employers. They absolutely know this. They literally look at the 2-year banking program as a pre-screening process. It's like the ultimate filter. If you've survived it, they already know you can handle intense pressure and have world-class stamina. A huge part of their interview is already done. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, business acumen. Think about it. Analysts are working on mergers, acquisitions, and financing deals across a ton of different industries. They get this incredible, high-level, bird's-eye view. They get to see exactly how different companies compete and create value at the highest possible level. But it's not enough to just see it. You have to be able to explain it. And that's where this next part comes in. Analysts spend so many hours building presentations for CEOs and boards. This is not just about making pretty slides. It's about mastering PowerPoint storytelling, taking mountains of complex data and turning it into a clear, persuasive story that leads to billion-dollar decisions. Okay, so you've made it, you've survived the gauntlet, you've got these incredible superpowers. Now what? Where do you go from here? Well, this is the payoff. This is where former bankers get to cash in on that hard-won skill set and unlock some of the most elite career paths out there. Well, one of the most popular paths for sure is corporate development. The easiest way to think about this is like being an in-house investment banker, but for just one company. Imagine you're doing M&A for a giant like Google or Disney, driving their growth from the inside. I mean, the skill fit here is just, it's a one-to-one match. You are using the exact same financial modeling and valuation skills you perfected in banking. The huge difference? You're focused on the long-term strategy of just one company. And here's the real prize. Your work-life balance gets a massive upgrade. Okay, another huge one is management consulting. This is really for the folks who fell in love with the high-level strategy part of their banking job. You become an advisor to senior execs at the biggest companies in the world, helping them solve their absolute toughest problems. And again, the fit is just, it's almost spooky how well it lines up. That intense quantitative rigor and the ability to become an expert on a new industry overnight, That's literally the day-to-day job of a consultant. And that PowerPoint storytelling skill, it's not just useful, it's the core of the entire job.
All right, what if you love the finance side but want to be inside a company? Well, that's where strategic finance comes in. Now, this is not your typical corporate finance gig. This is a high-level role. You see it a lot in fast-growing tech companies, and it lets you basically skip the line on the normal career ladder. In this role, you're the one working on the really meaty projects, deciding where the company invests its money, shaping its long-term financial strategy, and being the one who talks to Wall Street. That deep understanding of capital and financing you got from banking, it's exactly what this role demands.
Now for something a little different. For the futurists out there, you've got venture capital. This job is all about finding and funding the next big thing. You're literally investing in the early-stage startups that you believe are going to change the world. Now, this one's a little less about the super heavy financial modeling, but VCs love the way bankers think. That structured analytical process you learned is invaluable. And that bird's eye view of so many industries gives you the commercial awareness you need to spot a true winner. And last but not least, a lot of ex-bankers just want to build something. They jump headfirst into the fast-paced world of startups. They often land these super critical roles like chief of staff to the CEO or in business operations, often called BizOps, which is like the company's internal SWAT team for strategy and getting things done. Let's be honest, startups can be chaotic, right? The whole job is about creating order from that chaos and pushing projects forward. Well, who is better at that than someone who has spent 2 years managing insane complexity, mastering numbers, and delivering perfect work under extreme pressure? It's a match made in heaven. So, when you step back and look at the whole thing, the picture becomes crystal clear, doesn't it? Let's just quickly recap this whole strategy. The key, the absolute key, is to stop seeing investment banking as the destination and start seeing it for what it is: the most powerful and effective career launchpad you can possibly find. It's a really clear 3-step journey. Step 1, you endure the forge. You survive the insane hours. Step 2, in doing that, you master a world-class toolkit of technical and strategic skills. And step 3, armed with that toolkit, you unlock access to an entire tier of elite careers that for most people would be totally out of reach. So in the end, it really boils down to this one massive trade-off. It's a calculated decision to sacrifice your life for 2 incredibly intense years. So the question isn't just why people do it. The real question is for you. Is 2 years of absolute pain worth a lifetime of having options?